Hi, families. As you may have heard and hopefully have already heard, the Shark Tank STEMfest is now underway, and so I wanted to make a video where I could kind of explain what is going to be happening with the STEMfest this year in comparison to when your child might have participated in it in the sixth grade, and just kind of where we're currently at and where we're going to be going. So the Shark Tank STEMfest is essentially loosely based off of the idea that comes from the Shark Tank TV show, where it is the student's job to essentially engineer a product that can solve a problem in the world. And so this is very largely almost an invention-based STEMfest. So whereas in sixth grade they looked at different experiments that they can run, and it was a very much so science fair like feel with that STEM connection. This year it's more of a building and inventing a true kind of engineering design where they're trying to find a problem in the world and come up with a physical tangible solution. So they will be playing with about 4 different engineering skills throughout this process. It is a semester-long project. We will be working on it every single Friday for the remainder of the semester until the STEMfest. And there will be a decent amount of the project that is done at home. And when I say that the project will be done at home, I'm mostly referring to the actual product creation, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about due dates so far. So right now, the students have been introduced to Shark Tank by looking at some of the episodes and just kind of evaluating what makes a good product, what is the audience that the product is being targeted at, why do these sharks want to invest in the product, or what are the reasons why somebody might not want the product, to really kind of get them thinking about all the different products that are out there, how a lot of entrepreneurs don't necessarily invent something brand new, but they come up with a alteration of a product that is already out there to make it better, more efficient, whatever that might be. So in the past couple of weeks, the students have been tasked with needing to come up with some things that annoy them. And maybe you as their family members can help them with this a little bit, because most of them have product ideas by now, but a few of them are still thinking about what they might want to choose to go down the road with Shark Tank. And the purpose of trying to think of what annoys you is because a lot of students have a hard time coming up with a product idea just off the top of their head. So instead, when we think about things that bug us, we might be able to then transition it to thinking about what we could do to maybe even solve that problem. So by now, every single student is supposed to have given me a product idea. Most of them have, and if you talk to your child tonight or over the weekend, then they will likely be able to tell you. But if your child is one of the students that is still struggling to come up with an idea, it's going to be very important that they do so pretty quickly here, as now that the due date for the idea has passed, we're going to start really getting into the project, the background research, the planning, all of that. Now, I want you to know that this project isn't meant to be expensive. So while a lot of students do like to try their best to really truly create the product, it's not a requirement. The students can create a model of the product. So while in the real world they might want their product to be made out of entirely titanium metal, that might not be realistic as an 8th grade student. So instead, they might build something that is a prototype out of cardboard, knowing that when they're presenting, they're saying, well, my product would be made out of this material, but I am showing it in a model prototype as something different. So please do not think that you necessarily have to go out of your way and purchase all these different things.